A friend of mine tells me I had the American dream life when I was a kid. My parents worked really hard to create that for us. I grew up with this sense that I could be anything that I wanted. And at the age of 5 or 6, I was pretty sure I'd be a lawyer one day. I always had big dreams. I think it was my dad who gave me that sense of possibility. He always said, "Felicia, you could be anything you want as long as you're willing to work hard and get a good education." He had a very different upbringing in Philadelphia. In his neighborhood, gangs were common. On a trip to the market one day, one of his older brothers was mistaken for a gang member and shot. It made my dad even more convinced that a good education was the way out of his neighborhood. Dad, he became the ultimate college advocate. He made sure that anyone and everyone under his influence went to college come hell or high water. I grew up and out of my lawyer phase. During college, I studied to be an accountant like my dad. It was what was expected of me, and it seemed like a pretty sensible choice. A few years into my career, a client offered to let me buy his wife's Mercedes. But because of my lack of income and lack of savings, I couldn't afford the car. It gave me a glimpse of what I really wanted but couldn't have. I saw my future if I stayed in that job, and I didn't like what I saw. I started to realize that unlike what my father said, hard work alone wasn't going to be enough. I wanted a life like the Mercedes guy. I wanted a life where I could get ahead and have the things that I wanted. I wanted to be in a position in the future to set my kids up and give them all the opportunities they deserved. It was time to change careers and start getting ahead. I applied for a job that was a real step up. I was offered the job until they discovered I didn't have a degree. You see, I had never graduated because I hadn't finished one final class. I always thought of it as a technicality, but I quickly realized that in the real world, no degree meant no opportunity. It really hit home how important a degree was and what a big difference it made. I didn't want the closed doors and unfilled opportunities that happened to me to happen to other people. I think that's why I chose to specialize in college funding years later. I continued to struggle until I took that last class and got my degree. But I didn't put all the pieces together until a mother walked into my office one Tuesday afternoon with a letter in each hand. She had an offer letter in one hand and a financial aid letter in the other. And there was a $23,000 gap between the cost of the college and the financial aid the school was offering. She wanted to see if I could help. Unfortunately, there was very little I could do, and it haunted me for days and for weeks. Here was a mother who did everything she thought was right. And here was a smart and talented kid that had great grades that was going to miss out on going to college. And why? Because the system was overly complicated and confusing for parents and their kids. Shortly before this, I had my first and second child. I got really sick and had heart surgery. Once I recovered, I faced my own mortality and realized I might not have all the time that I thought I would. I needed to get into action. So one day, I stopped being haunted and started to get mad. I thought about my own kids and what their college aspirations might be. I thought about my dad. I thought about all the parents out there doing all that they can, but unknowingly headed toward the same kind of situation as the letter lady. It seemed so unfair. And in that moment, I dedicated myself to understanding every single in and out of college funding. I committed to helping parents leverage their situation to pay for college all the way through graduation. After all of my research and study, I discovered how to put together the pieces so it works for families. And I realized it didn't have to be complicated. There are families out there who are overwhelmed and struggling. And maybe their kid isn't going to get the education at the school they deserve, not because it's not possible, but simply because the system is riddled with confusion and no one is showing them the clear path. As a parent, my greatest fear is not being able to give my kids the tools they need to compete and succeed in the world. Putting them through college shouldn't be part of that fear. It is possible to put your kids through college without complications. It is possible to create a family legacy and enable your kids to leave their mark. It's amazing what parents and kids can achieve when they commit to making the college dream a reality. One of my first clients was another mom. Her husband had Alzheimer's. To pay for his care, she was taking money out of his retirement account. Her daughter's college was penalizing her by reducing her financial aid for every dollar she took out. We got the college to reverse its decision and reinstate the aid. The daughter went on to get a master's degree, and her younger brother graduated and is now running his own business. When I hear stories about how well the kids I've helped are doing after graduation, I can't help but to think of my dad. He has dementia now, and while it's difficult, I'm grateful for every moment that I get to spend with him. I'm acutely aware that this work that I'm doing, the kids that I help, these college grads, it's not my legacy, it's my father's, even though he's not aware of it. College matters. It changes lives. The painful truth is, it's not enough to just want this for your kids. You have to take action to make it real. So today, I'm inviting you to join me on a quest for a legacy that no one can ever take away from your children, a college education. If you're ready to take that first step, click the button below to find out if you're qualified for any financial aid.